Okay, I believe you should start right now. Already sent another pin, so yeah, feel free to.
All right, sweet. Good morning, everyone. It is a beautiful day. It is a good day to have a good day. We have Mike. Mike, by the way, is it okay if I call you Mike?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, sweet. We have Mike from Abstract and my host, my co-host with me, Horov. How you doing, man?
Hey, what's up? What's up? Doing amazing. Really hyped up about the AMA, being some other core team to join too for some GC Alpha. Thanks.
Sweet. How's your day going?
Going good, for real good. Like busy as always. So yeah, we are cooking.
Nice, man. Mike, I know it's early for you, but we are more than grateful to have you here. It's a pleasure having you. How's your day going? I know it just started, but
Yeah, it's 5 a.m. out here in Las Vegas. I've been here all week for CES, meeting with a lot of AI companies and startups, as well as a lot of global brands that are very, very interested in leveraging Abstract to figure out how to turn on new features, new revenue streams, better engage their customers, fans, and partners.
sweet, sweet. Um, I don't think anybody here doesn't know who you are, but for those who don't, this is Mikel, aka Cash Bowie. He is the co-inventor of Abstract, which is something already everyone knows, I guess. But uh, if anyone doesn't know, I'll put it in simple terms for you guys. Abstract is a highly scalable, secure, consumer centric blockchain built to provide a robust infrastructure required for consumer crypto applications to onboard new users in the best in class experience. Um, it's an L2 built with ZK Stack. They're focusing on consumer crypto, which we'll get into in the AMA. Did I miss any important details, Mike?
Yeah, I'm always super left curve. I'm always the dumbest guy in the room. So, Abstract, from my opinion, it's a consumer crypto chain. And the best way to think about it is it's a crypto version of Sony PlayStation account meets Apple App Store meets Twitch. And for all of us who are, just users, it just represents a digital Disneyland of fun.
Sweet. That's amazing. We can we can jump right into the questions. Harov, you wanna start us off? Harov, are you there?
I lost him.
Yeah, I can't hear him either. All right, we can get into the questions until he gets back. Um, Mike, tell us about your childhood, how you got into crypto. I've seen your pictures with the F1 pics, and I want to know more about it. I think I heard you talk about it in space, but tell us about how you got into crypto and all that.
So F1 is completely unrelated to crypto. I grew up on the F1 track because my dad was an engine designer for Daimler. And then my brother and I, we kind of grew up karting. At some point, I phased out just because I just didn't have, the edge, what it takes to be essentially, having your brain disconnected from your foot to really thrive. But just kind of grew up a motorhead and just love all things F1. And this is like way back in the day, especially in Europe, you could just kind of walk up and down the pits and, just teams would love kids coming in because it was pretty rare. It was very much like a European and, in some Grand Prix, it was very, there was like niche fan bases in Asia, but it wasn't until probably Drive to Survive where it just kind of like went to another level. But as far as kind of getting into blockchain, I think like a lot of other crypto geezers, you kind of come in through Bitcoin. I had just moved to back in 2012, moved to the Bay Area to SF, and in those early days, especially in Palo Alto, there was Bitcoin meetups. Like you had Hal Finney and kind of like all those OGs just geeking out. A lot of these like old OG cypherpunks from like the 90s. Those were like some of like the earliest, kind of Bitcoin enthusiasts. And there really wasn't much you could do with Bitcoin, way back then. Maybe like you could buy like a couple of slices of pizza at this one pizza shop, like right off of California Avenue. And then it probably wasn't until 2014 I got into the Ethereum seed round, and then kind of, after Ethereum launched in 2015, was contributing to ETH 2.0. It's, before you had all the proliferation of L2s like Optimism, Arbitrum, ZK Sync. That was the way I think, the Ethereum Foundation was really rallying everyone to make it, Ethereum a lot more performant. And I originally got into Ethereum through my my Chinese World of Warcraft friends, who later on actually became some of like the biggest and the earliest Ethereum investors. But that was always just a night and weekend thing. I think during the day, I was commercializing Kubernetes back in like 14, 15, and that was just open source technology out of Google, where we raised money, created a commercialized version, and then just took that to the Fortune 500. And I think within like 26 months of product and market, we got to $1 billion in annual recurring revenue, and then took that to like a $20 billion IPO. But then it was after that where you saw things like A16Z really kind of converting from like a venture capital firm to an RIA, a registered investment advisor, and they went full into crypto, and kind of coming up with through tech with a lot of them. It just made sense to kind of really pivot and go full time into crypto, and was helping a lot of the post Ethereum, a lot of those early projects like Cosmos, Polkadot, Definity, and just kind of been in crypto since, except for like a station break, launching games at Activision Blizzard, and kind of going back to television at ABC for a hot minute.
That's amazing. All right, so moving to Abstract. Before Abstract became Abstract, it was Frame.xyz, and correct me if I'm mistaken. Saigar and Luca met up, and they decided to rebrand it and put it under the Igloo company. Take us through how that happened and what it looked like, what that transformation looked like.
So Frame is its own thing. It was an L2 on Arbitrum that is now shut down, and there was no rebrand. Abstract actually came. Abstract was formed by, so it's me, Luca, Lorenzo. We were the co-founders, co-inventors of Abstract, and we had started that on March 20th of last year. So Abstract is, what is that, 296 days old. And, it started there, and it was obvious that we needed, a core engineering team. And, Luca's obviously probably the best marketeer in Web3, go-to-market, just magician. And Lorenzo, he was the president of Igloo, but he also started off as the CTO of Pudgy Penguins. And before that, he won a bunch of robotics contests coming out of university. And then I also kind of came up as an economist, and just a developer. But I think what we were trying to build with Abstract was way beyond at least our technical abilities. And at the same time, it's like, we're essentially creating this, this crypto Avengers team. So, you kind of look out into the marketplace and who's the most goated, not only dev out there in Sidegar, but team. And, you have Beans, you have Stinky Pablo and that whole crew. And I think for them, the value proposition was they could either continue doing Frame on Arbitrum, or they could kind of shut that down and join what we're building on Abstract and really kind of, I think that you're now seeing this, this consumer crypto terminal that we're building on top of the actual Abstract blockchain. And then that's going to really move the crypto consumer revolution forward. So so I think we started Abstract on March 20th. We then acquired Sidegar, Beans, and Stinky Pablo's shop, I think by May 1st. And then we kind of finalized investment by June 1st. By June 20th, we had private testnet up, and we kept that private for about a month just to make sure that the underlying chain, was actually, functional, performance, upgradable. And then by July 25th, we came out of stealth mode, announced that we had raised one round and one round only, via Peter Thiel's Founders Fund. And then we turned testnet public. And then it's been off to the races since that late summer, and really just kind of in the trenches, grinding and not only building what you're going to see in this consumer crypto terminal, but just starting to onboard all of these crypto native projects that were, that kind of share that vision. And I think right now we're tracking about total, a little over 400, like 417 projects that have committed to building on Abstract, as well as I think 115 of those projects you'll see launching with us for mainnet this month. And then there's also a couple of global brands that we've been working with, and obviously they're news to share, and they'll kind of come out of stealth over these coming weeks and months. But even though it's the three co-founders is me, Luca, Lorenzo, there's a core 8 of us, like the founding fathers of Abstract, which is myself, Luca, Lorenzo. Then you have Sidegar, Beans, Stinky Pablo, as well as Peter and Vedant from the Pudgy side.
I would love to follow up on this. Sorry for dropping off. My laptop just crashed and I got back in, but I got your answer and just wanted to follow up. As a team, how did you guys meet each other and got connected before all of that?
So me, Luca, and Lorenzo have known each other for a couple of years. Obviously, Luca and Lorenzo, they've been kind of putting on this master class that is, Pudgy Penguins for about close to 3 years now. But I knew those guys when I was at Activision Blizzard, launching 5 games, and they were working on what you'll soon see as a Pudgy World. And again, like I knew those guys before then, and I was just like leaning in and helping out with Pudgy World. Just I wanted to see these guys win. I want to see Web3 games really pop off, and I was just kind of helping them on nights and weekends. And then when the last game I launched was Diablo 4, and the good folks at Andreessen Horowitz, their big bet this cycle was, zero knowledge proof ZK technology. So I ended up coming back into crypto, especially Ethereum, and, taking, I was on the leadership team at ZK Sync, and then just kind of took that to hyper growth and eventually to TGE. And during that whole process, we had moved over Pudgy World to, kind of ZK Tech, and really started working with Luca and Lorenzo pretty closely then. And, I think all three of us had this very common view of consumer crypto, where, it's no different than, cloud, mobile, container technologies, where, when there is this paradigm shift to something like, blockchain, Abstract, you're going to start to see this proliferation of apps that are worth, collectively trillions pop off. And so we just decided, hey, is this thesis, let's test this thesis out. Can we raise money? Can we kind of rally really shit smart people around that? And then Saigar, that, credit to Luca, he had known him, and obviously, Saigar just has this goated reputation, and they had talked, I think probably around the time that we had incorporated Abstract, and I think he just got to know him, probably in the early days of last year, and I think as we got to know both Saigar and his two other co-founders in Beans and Sticky Pablo, I think all 8 of us really started driving, and I think it really comes down to just having a shared vision of what are we building together, why are we building it, and I think a lot of it is also what you don't see in crypto is everyone doing well, where entrepreneurs do well, and then you have super users of those apps and products that they're building do well as creators. And that was, I think, especially the creator side was something that we thought was underserved in crypto. Everyone's focused on builders, but I think in the kind of the abstract universe, you'll see creators at the same level as builders, because why not, right? If you look at in Web 2, yes, you have Facebook and all the things that kind of Meta owns, but without users and user generated content, these are just absolutely worthless technologies.